Scorn. A dense fog enveloped the quiet village of Alderwood as the locals gathered in the town square. The healer, a woman named Mira, had been deemed a witch by the village elders. Accused of bringing a deadly plague upon the village, the furious townspeople tied her to a stake, ready to burn her alive. As the torches drew closer to the kindling beneath her feet, Mira's screams echoed through the cold air. The villagers watched in horror as the flames roared to life, casting dancing shadows on their faces. But as the fire burned, a sudden change overcame the healer. Her screams became laughter, and her eyes blazed with a fire more intense than that which consumed her. "I have saved your lives, healed your wounds, and mended your broken hearts," she cried out. "But you have repaid me with treachery and betrayal. I revoke every ounce of healing I have ever given you." A wave of energy surged from the fire, a force so powerful that it knocked the villagers off their feet. Gasps and cries of pain filled the air as every healed wound reopened, every mended bone fractured anew. The village was instantly thrown into chaos as the people writhed in agony, and the once quiet town became a cacophony of suffering. In the midst of the turmoil, a man named Gareth, an outsider who had recently arrived in Alderwood, stood stunned. He had come seeking the healer's help for his sick daughter, but now found himself caught in a nightmare he couldn't comprehend. Desperate to save his child and end the torment, Gareth pushed through the crowd, searching for answers. As he stumbled through the village, he came across an ancient tome hidden in the healer's hut. Its pages held the secrets of her powers, and Gareth realized he could use them to undo the havoc Mira had unleashed. With no time to waste, he began to study the book, learning the incantations and rituals required to restore the village to its previous state. Meanwhile, the enraged spirit of Mira rose from the ashes of the bonfire, hell-bent on avenging her unjust execution. Her phantom form swept through the village, exacting a terrible revenge on the townspeople who had condemned her. As the death toll mounted, the village teetered on the brink of annihilation. The villagers, weakened by their suffering, could not resist Mira's vengeful onslaught. Gareth knew he had to act quickly to save what remained of Alderwood. With the ancient tome in hand, he confronted the healer's spirit, and a battle of wills began. The clash between Gareth and Mira was fierce, their powers drawn from the same source, locked in a struggle that threatened to consume them both. As the villagers watched in terror, the very fabric of reality seemed to unravel, the air crackling with raw energy. In the end, it was Gareth's love for his daughter that tipped the balance in his favor. He poured every ounce of his strength into a final incantation, banishing Mira's spirit and returning the village to a semblance of normalcy. But the cost was great. The village was forever changed by the horrors it had endured, and the once peaceful community bore the scars of a dark and twisted past. And as for Gareth, he had saved his daughter and the village, but was forever marked by the power he had wielded, his soul bound to the ancient tome and the secrets it held.